My name is Jessica Minh Anh. I am a fashion show producer and a model. I focus on promoting sustainability on a global scale.
My name is Stefan Ulrich. I work for the International Labour Organization in Vietnam. Jessica, thank you so much for agreeing to this interview with the International Labour Organization.
Thank you very much for having me here.
So you're a well-known advocate for environmental sustainability. Today we're talking to you about gender equality, which is more a social sustainability criteria. For the ILO, gender equality involves the vision of a world of work where men and women have equal opportunities. Yet in reality, women often face sexual harassment, discrimination, the gender pay gap, where women are consistently paid less than men. Also the double burden, where women are expected to shoulder most of the family responsibilities while pursuing their careers. What is your take on gender equality and how does it fit into your sustainability vision?
I think sustainability is maintaining an ecological balance everywhere, at work, at home, with your mental and also your physical well-being. So gender equality is definitely a part of this ecological system. When it comes to women, terms that you just mentioned, just as discrimination or sexual harassment or double standards, have been thrown around quite a bit for good reasons. Women in many cases do not receive the same recognition for the same performance as men. And women are victims of sexual harassment in many forms. It can be as simple as words being thrown around or unwanted physical contacts, both of which I have personally experienced. At the same time, there is this expectation that women have to be superwomen and they have to somehow magically work flawlessly, both at work and at home. I think while the world is still playing catch up with gender equality issues, women should find a way to empower themselves so that they will feel a lot more confident in their own skin.
Most of the designers at women's wear companies are actually men, and only 14% of those companies are run by women. So we have basically men designing and running women's wear companies. There's a term called the glass ceiling, basically describing hardly visible barriers for women that make it much harder for them to climb into leadership positions. Do you think there's an issue around the glass ceiling in the fashion and entertainment industry?
Well, the answer is yes. Of course, fashion or entertainment industry, similar to any other major industry, is predominantly led by men. Having said that, for the past few years, I've seen a lot of changes. And I can see women stepping into the C-level position, more female designers, and they stepping into the spotlight, at the same time doing a great job at it.
So you see the obstacles for women being
Of course.
less and less. Yes. That's a great development. The fact that there is discrimination and there is this glass ceiling that makes it a lot harder for women to succeed, are these some of the reasons why you decided to have your own company?
It is true that women who run their own business will have a much better chance of minimizing their own experience with gender discrimination and also take control of their own narratives. Nowadays, there are a lot of women that open their own business and become their own boss, which is very refreshing to see. However, I believe it should not be the only option to experience gender equality at the workplace.
I often wonder, to what extent does the fashion industry actually perpetuate gender stereotypes? I mean, we all dress according to our gender identity. I mean, I certainly do. You do. Have you faced any difficulties as a CEO and producer because of your image?
I think the beauty of being a woman is the fact that you can be both very strong and confident, but at the same time still appear elegant and desirable. In other words, you can be a fierce CEO and leader, but you can still be youthful and on trend. I think beauty should be perceived and appreciated in all shapes and forms. Coming from a creative industry where being expressive is highly recommended and also celebrated. I fully support and encourage people to appear the way that they feel themselves the most. I think how people perceive you is not as important as how you define yourself.
At the ILO, we have done a lot of research around the business case for gender equality. And there's also data from McKinsey, from World Economic Forum coming to the same conclusions. So strong evidence pointing to gender equality and the business case for it, meaning companies that are more diverse, that have better policies and practices promoting gender equality, more women in senior leadership, they also tend to perform better if you look at profits, revenues, stock performance. You run a successful international company. Would you agree with this kind of findings?
I completely agree with this. I believe companies that practice gender equality will allow their employees to feel a lot more appreciated, and as a result, employees will perform better. They become more attached, more loyal to the company, and of course, they become more confident to be efficient and proactive. So logically, the company will receive better profit, performance, and also success.
Jessica, it's been a really pleasure to talk to you. Thank you so much for this interview.
Thank you very much.